Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be You Can Find Love Again. Well, I've got two really awesome and inspiring success stories. One's from a guy, I think he's in his 50s, and another one is from a dude that's in his 20s. Both of them came to me at really low points in their life when they came across my work, and now they're both happy. They're in great relationships and pretty inspiring success stories, which you'll obviously hear in a second. So I got a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through both of their emails to inspire some of you that may be new. Maybe this is the first video or podcast that you're listening to of mine. But you'll see this is, if you read what my books teach, How to Be a 3% Man, which is a dating relationship book for men that goes through pickup skills, dating skills, and relationship skills. And my book, Mastering Yourself, which is more career, health focused, talks about the financial system. There are some politics in there. So I know people on the left tend to get a little fucking irritated with it, but I don't care because I got to live and speak my truth. But the book, Mastering Yourself, is, which you can see here, this is all about self-reliance. And 3% Man is a dating and relationship book for men. And you can read them both for free at understandingrelationships.com. Just go and subscribe to the email newsletter, which the first thing you'll see in the upper right hand corner if you're on a desktop is going to be the email sign up box. If you're on a mobile device, it's going to be the first thing you see on your screen. Just put your name and your email. You'll get a link sent to your email to verify that it's you. And then once you click that, you'll be sent right to the members area where you can read both books for free. And so these success stories are from guys that actually read the book and they followed instructions and they watched the videos like this one to help fine-tune their success and get things right. So the idea behind these videos and this podcast, obviously, if you're listening to this on iTunes or SoundCloud or Spotify or Stitcher, one of the other podcasting platforms, is these are meant to be to help you fine-tune the fundamentals and the basics that are in my two books. I look at my books as kind of like the coaching manuals, the fundamentals, the skills, the knowledge, the wisdom. And again, these videos will help you fine-tune that and implement it into your life, because there's no way I can talk about every potential scenario you're going to encounter in my books. And again, that's why I do these videos. And to keep you motivated, and because I know life's difficult. And being successful and changing your life is not an overnight thing, and it takes a long time. And I know a lot of you guys and girls that watch my videos or listen to us on podcast form get a lot of inspiration from it. And when you hear other people going through similar situations and how they overcame it, it's inspiring to you to know that you're not alone out there. We're all in this together. It's a group effort. I learned from doing these. I learned new things, new perspectives, just by seeing how people take the wisdom that I share and apply it in their own lives. And it reminds me of the fundamentals as well. Whatever you observe, you participate in. What you focus on will expand. So the quote says, breakups and unexpected loss of a job or business often feel like the end because our identity is totally wrapped up in our relationship, career, or business. When we no longer have what we identify with and build our lives around, it feels like we no longer recognize our lives, who we are, or ourselves. This, in reality, is a great opportunity because we now have a clean slate to create and execute a great, grand new vision, purpose, and set of goals to become and achieve. Everyone must have a purpose and a reason to get up and do what we do every day, even if that's simply being a mom, a dad, or just finding a way to enjoy life and be grateful for it no matter how close or far away we are from achieving our dreams. In order to feel successful, we must be able to measure progress, no matter how small or incremental it may be. As long as you have breath in your lungs, hope in your heart, and an emotionally compelling reason to get up and take action every day towards making your life more the way you want it to be, you can find happiness and reasons to be grateful for and enjoy your life. So with that said, let's go through the first email. He says, Dear Corey, this is not an email regarding any questions about your work, but this is the only contact email I can find for you and would like to thank you for your efforts. So if you've got a success story that you want to send, or you got a question that you want me to consider answering in a future video newsletter, send it to questions@understandingrelationships.com, and that's relationships with an S. Again, that's questions@understandingrelationships.com. And so this is an email from the son writing about his dad and how my work has helped him. He says, my dad is in his late 50s and had previously been through 2 divorces. He had gone into a depression for about 3 years as he could not find anyone else to be in a relationship with. So you can see after 3 years, he didn't find anybody new, and he's thinking, it's fucking over for me. I'm never going to find anybody else. Because that's a thing that all of us, if you're looking for a job and you lost your job and you're getting turned down and things aren't going anywhere, you're going to think, is that it? Is nobody want to hire me? Same thing when it comes to dating. If you haven't found any, even though you might be dating and meeting a lot of women, but it's just not clicking with anybody, after a while, I mean, those thoughts are going to creep in your mind. It's like, am I all out of unicorns? Is this it? Is this the end for me? Am I never going to have somebody else? Am I never going to find somebody else to love me? I mean, I don't think there's a human being on earth that has not experienced that or will experience that at some point in their life, because sometimes we lose a spouse. People die. People die in car accidents. They have sudden illnesses. It fucking happens. I just had one of my high school buddies that got fucking murdered a few weeks before the new year. He got fucking carjacked, and some fucking piece of shit shot him in the back of the head in a fucking parking lot and took his fucking car. And he was a close friend of mine in, after high school and those first few years of college. We hung out a lot. And I was really stunned to hear that he fucking died. I hadn't talked to him in several years, but it's like, he was in my inner circle when I was younger, and that really fucking bothered me. And it's like those things fucking happen, and it makes you recognize that at some point this is going to end for all of us. And you got to find a way to appreciate and enjoy your life. And, the old saying goes, it's always darkest before sunrise. And here's a guy that's 3 years after his second divorce. He's in his 50s. He's probably thinking, I'm getting fucking old. I'm not as good looking as I was when I was younger. People aren't paying as much, women aren't looking at me as much or paying as much attention. Or the online dating's not working like it did 10 years ago, or whatever it happens to be. It's like, those thoughts are going to creep in. But the good news is he went on the internet and found some good answers. So he said he'd been through 2 divorces, had gone into a depression for about 3 years as he could not find anyone else to be in a relationship with, and kept having extremely bad luck when it came to women. He would never go out and rarely smile. He was very unhappy and lonely. That's the thing that's really important. If you're single and you want to meet somebody, you're not going to meet them sitting at home. And yeah, you can use dating apps, but the reality is you'll be more effective on dating apps if you're also meeting women out in person. I personally have always preferred meeting women in person, because that fucking swiping left and right shit and sending messages, then talking on the phone, then meeting for dates, that's a lot of fucking work versus just meeting a woman in person and clicking with her and getting her fucking number after a couple of minutes, and you can have a conversation for a little while and then meet for a date. It's like, right away. You can see, if you know what's in my book, 3% Man, you could see it in her eyes, and you could tell if she's into you or not. And so for me, from a time perspective, it's just a lot more efficient way to spend your time, and it's better for your self-esteem and your emotional and your mental health to be out there interacting with other human beings. Because if you're sitting at home by yourself, you're just you and your thoughts. And so if you're already struggling, like this guy, after 3 years, he's sitting at home, he's not going out, he's kind of given up. And he's like, it's not going anywhere for me. Just getting out and interacting with other human beings, or hanging out with a friend or family member, or maybe a couple that's got a good marriage or a good relationship that you admire, just hanging out with them and just watching them interact. That vibe, that energy will help you. It will help you to feel more confident. And when you're interacting with other human beings, if you're just talking to people on the street or in the elevator or the people sitting next to you at a restaurant, or even if you're just going to lunch or dinner by yourself, talking to other human beings makes you feel better. We all need other people in our lives. So get the fuck off your ass and get out of your house and get out there and participate in the world. And if you don't like the world that you're in, like I talked about in a video newsletter I did a couple of weeks ago, where to meet more high quality women, change your surroundings. If you're not meeting, if you're single and you're living in an area with married couples or people that have families, it's like move to a place in a downtown area, get a little efficiency apartment and decorate it really cool, someplace where you're like you can walk out your door and just meet people at random. That's going to make you feel better about yourself and your life, and you're going to smile more. You're going to be happier. You're going to be more inclined to go to the gym. You're going to be more inclined to hang out with your friends. You're going to be more inclined to interact with other people, and you're going to be more inclined to ask women out when you meet them and you're attracted to them and you can tell that they're digging you. Don't sit at home. It's not going to get better sitting at home. Sitting at home playing video games, jerking off, watching porn. Get out there and fucking participate in the world. He spent thousands of dollars on dating coaches and websites, including weight loss pills and programs, but he is unfortunately the picky type, so nothing ever worked. And on a daily basis, he would vent to me about how lonely he was and how he will die alone. So his beliefs were becoming his reality. I'm going to die alone. And so what's he doing? He's sitting at home and he's alone all the time. So from his perspective, that belief and his reality matched. It made me extremely sad, and I hated to see him like that because I know him as a very loving, funny person. Yeah, he had no hope. It's hard to be happy when you don't feel like you have hope. That's why I said just getting out and mingling with other people will give you hope. It'll make you feel better. Even if you don't meet anybody, that's okay. At least you interact with other human beings. You're going to feel better. Maybe you meet somebody the next day. Maybe it's 6 months. Maybe it's 3 years from now. Maybe you got a lot of shit you got to do. Maybe there's a lot of things in your life you're working on. If you take better care of yourself and you're healthier, you're going to live longer anyway. So you're going to give yourself more time. Especially since he is such a good person, and I felt he deserved to be happy. We all do. There's somebody for everybody. That's reality. And the way I look at the world, there's more than just one person for you. There's more than just one soulmate for you. There's lots of people that you can meet and fall in love with over the course of your life. His spirit had been broken when he finally met someone he was really interested in who never shared the same feelings. He then resorted to a Google search and came across your website. So he met a woman that he really liked, and she just wasn't reciprocating. And then so he had somebody that he valued. He didn't want to lose her. He wanted to give him the best possible chance. So he started going to the website, comes across my videos and my website, and starts to recognize the things that I talk about in 3% Man he was seeing in this particular woman. He was telling me how he truly believes your advice changed his life, as he is now entering a very promising, happy relationship with a lady he met on a dating site. He firmly believes that their relationship would not have blossomed the way it has without your advice. The lady he is dating now has apparently been single for 12 years, as she was afraid of commitment, but since he took your advice from the very beginning, he has managed to change her view on relationships, and things to appear to be quite serious between them now. I've not seen him so happy and hopeful in years. Obviously, the relationship is still new, and we can only see where it goes, but I would just like to thank you for your work and what you have been doing, because it really is helping people who are desperately looking for a companion and changing their lives for the better. Thank you very much. Well, dude, I really appreciate you sharing that fucking story, because, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to listen to this for many years. They're going to be in the same place that your dad was, and they're going to be scared, and they're going to be skeptical, and they're going to be thinking, fuck, if that guy can do it, if that guy was in that kind of a dark place, I can pull myself out of it too. And again, How to Be a 3% Man, you can read it for free on my website, understandingrelationships.com, by subscribing to the email newsletter. Go and do it right now. Pause the video and go do it. So let's go to the second email success story. And this is from a guy who's 22. He says, "Greetings, coach. I was listening to your podcast the other day about a success story, so I thought about sharing mine. I've been a follower of your work the last year and a half. I'm a 22-year-old Hispanic in my first year of medical school." That's tough. But if you love it and you're passionate about it and you feel it's your calling, you'll fucking get through it. "I started listening to you and I had no idea the transformation I was about to undertake. My high school sweetheart had just dumped me and I was desperate to win her back. I read your book only once and thinking I knew what I was doing and I lost her." He didn't follow the instructions in the beginning. "But the way I look at life, everything happens for a reason. What happened, happened, and it couldn't have happened any other way. When I got tired of the bullshit, I read your book 17 times. Boom. People do more to avoid pain than they'll do to gain pleasure." And so he read the book one time, and the pain was a more powerful motivator than the pleasure was. And so he did nothing. But then he got ultimate pain because he still lost his high school sweetheart, and then he got fucking serious. And he read it 17 times. This is the one common thread you see in all these success stories. 10, 15, 17, in this case, 20 times. The guys that read it over and over and over and over and over and over again, they understand it backwards and forwards. They understand the philosophy. Everything in my book is not exactly fucking black and white. It must be this way. It's a guideline. If you just read the book once, you're going to be trying to do things, and it's going to be, you're using techniques and manipulation as opposed to understanding the philosophy and acting naturally. You read it once, you're going to act more like a robot. You read it 17 times, you're going to be fucking smooth. Smooth as silk. He says, "I began to grow until I became the alpha male that leads and emanates positivity everywhere I go. That's when I made a list for my perfect woman, and little did I know I was going to meet her 2 months later at my favorite restaurant." He made a decision. He's reading the book backwards and forwards, and he's implementing. He's out there in the world meeting and dating, and he knows what he wants. Whatever you focus on is going to tend to expand and draw to you just like moth to a flame. "We've been together for 6 months now, and she is head over heels for me as I am for her. Always remembering that the courtship never ends." You're a fucking smart man. And that's what happens when you read the book 17 times. You remember that chapter and you're able to maintain it because it fucking pounds it into your head. "Even though medical school is challenging, I am in the top of my class thanks to my newfound willpower. You have an emotionally compelling reason to finish school." So in other words, you're doing what's necessary. You're doing the preparation ahead of time. And that's why you're succeeding. "I'm really grateful because it's all thanks to you, coach. I learned what is masculine essence. I got the girl and career of my dreams. Please keep up the good work." And he was nice enough to send a picture of her in a nice one-piece bathing suit. And my God, she has a fucking gorgeous body. Good fucking job, dude. And so, again, go to my website, understandingrelationships.com. You can read this book for free. 3% Man. You know, you also read Mastering Yourself for free on my website, understandingrelationships.com. All you got to do is subscribe to the newsletter, and you can start learning right now. I want you to read it 10, 15, 20 times like this guy is doing. If you want to have a success story like his, you have to do the work. You saw he read it once, tried to cherry pick, and he didn't get that girl. But it's all good because, I mean, from the picture he sent, it's like his fucking girlfriend's a fucking smoke show. So if he did it, you can do it. And again, there's links on my website. If you're more of an Audible type listener, go to the website and follow those links. And at least at the present time that this video is made, you can get 2 free Audible books from audible.com. If you click that link on my website, understandingrelationships.com, and then follow that link to Audible, you can get both of my audiobooks totally for free. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And if you'd like to talk to me personally, if you've got a challenge in your personal or your professional life, I do Skype coaching and phone sessions. You can just click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website and book a coaching session. And I will talk to you soon.